Hello, Biker Trash, now in widescreen. I haven't had any time to make a video this week. I tried making a video for this guy and his smaller counterpart, but every time I finished doing everything else I was doing and sat down to do it, it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I watched the video I've made, and it's just a 20 or 22 minute long incoherent ramble. So I'm going to try and reshoot that when I come back in. Things have been pretty hectic down here. But anyway, enough excuses. What I've been asked to do is do a review on a hero Gundam that is not a mass-produced and not a one-eye. So, Zaku's and all them other one-eyes, you're left out of this. What I have right here is the Curios Gundam from the first season of 00, and I just want to say this is my favorite Gundam from the first season. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I would like better, anything that hasn't been produced, but no. This is my favorite one of them. For one simple reason. Hallelujah, more whenever Hallelujah takes over, can actually fight. It's not so, he's got actual skills. It's not just relying on the Gundam so much to overpower everything, as he can actually pull off some moves and do, fight. So that's what I like about him. I haven't really started on the paint or anything. I just, right here, these little jewels on the side, on the arms, and on the head. You can't really turn the head because it hits on these things on the side, but you can kind of see it right there. That and that are all behind the glass, the clear plastic rather. They have a pearl green paint I've been using. Don't have it. Yes, I do. It's for my airbrush. It's a Createx pearlized green, and it really does have a good effect. I even painted the front of the GN drive, solar, whatever it is that it's called. I'm having a brain fart right now. So I tried it with just a sticker, and it just disappeared back in there. You couldn't hardly see it back there. Hit it with some of that stuff, and it is sharp. As far as features go, the gun right here, you can separate it from the handle, and there's a poly cap inside of that little hole to where you can clip it onto the arm. That's more for whenever you transform it, but I think it looks pretty good on his arm like that. The shield right here, and while I got it right here, got a double elbow. It'll bend a good little ways. Just like in the show, it will split. Now, it's off now. It will split like that and extend. And it'll also rotate and do all that happy stuff. I like to just leave it closed because it's big when it's open, and I don't like it dominating the figure too much. I like how the figure looks. I don't want it taken over completely. One thing I'll say is I will be custom painting this, or custom detailing at least, because there is a whole lot of detail that's missing. Like, there's supposed to be black or a dark gray coming down both sides of these fins coming off his shins. Same here, and just all over the place that there was no stickers for, which is really not a problem, because if there would have been stickers, I probably would have painted it anyway. To transform this into its, I think, mobile armor mode it's called, what you're going to do is just take and tilt the head back, like that right there. That will let the fin on the back of the head poke through there. After you do that, you can take these oh, and that's why I wanted to point out these little pointy things right here on the shoulder right there that keeps the head from being able to turn, I filed those to a point. They normally just are blunt, but I figured they look better pointed. Anyway, back to this. You can take and flip these out right here. This right here just folds back over that. The shoulders, they separate right there and come up. Actually, they don't hold all that tight, but gravity is working in your favor, so it's not that terrible. Take the legs, turn them out like that, and pretty much just go like that. Before I get it all the way in its plane mode, right here, the knee will bend all the way back to that angle. So it's got almost, I'm going to say 170 degrees of motion. But anyway, let's get this back into where it needs to be. Once you get to that right there, you can rotate the feet, fold this down, fold this over it, and fold this flat, and just do the same thing on the other side. It's very symmetrical. Symmetry is wonderful. This little piece right here is not necessary for the transformation, but this is how you can use this right here to mount it to a stand. And it also does brace it up, keep it from wobbling quite as much. There's 2 notches inside the leg that I'm sure I can't get on camera, if I can even get this in here without popping anything off. Period. Okay, so there, it's in place. Take the wings, fold them back, come back to right here, rotate that to where that's facing down. You have to take, and this blade right here isn't supposed to stay on, but I've got a bad habit of losing stuff, which I think I've mentioned before, so I just leave it attached. Fold that in. Oh, you know what? I'm bending it at the wrong joint. The legs, that is. Get that in there, and the shield actually divides and goes around the wing. Kind of clever. Do this, you know, bend the other shoulder in the same manner. That'll come down. Rotate the gun to where it's facing forward. And I popped off a fist. Once you get it to this point, you're just about done. All you gotta do is take and turn these in to cover up that. And there will be some black there as well. And there is the Kyrios, completely transformed. And it is a nice, good-sized little thing. The Kyrios that replaces it looks like it'll blow it out the water, but I'll wait and see it in person to make my final judgment. Oh, these folded back down. There. So it's a lot more convincing than a lot of the other transforming Gundams. Like my little brother, who's not really into Gundam, says, "Wow, that almost looks like a real transformation." So, kind of damning by faint praise, but you get the picture. the last part of what this person requested was to know what I think of Gundams in general. I like the toys a lot, the models, because you're so involved in... There's a sense of accomplishment of having put it together rather than just taking and unpackaging something, transforming it a couple times, and putting it up on a shelf to collect dust. Before it starts collecting dust, you actually have to put it together, and, you know, it doesn't require, like, brain surgery-like skills, but it's still nice to be able to say, you see that up there? I put that together from a box full of parts. The cartoons, all I've seen is 00, and I am just about to finish. I've got one more episode to watch of 0083 Stardust Memory, and I gotta say that the Stardust Memory might be one of the better cartoon, you know, serious cartoons I've seen in a while. There's real good storytelling in this. I'm just going to assume that most Gundam stuff is somewhere between 00 and Stardust Memory in terms of quality. And I just, you know, it's not the same thing as Transformers, because Transformers is basically just a half-hour commercial, which to a lesser degree, I guess the Gundams are because they have the models, but I don't know, it's just, the Gundams feel like it's more of a serious thing rather than, not as lighthearted, you know what I mean? I'm having a hard time describing just what I'm trying to express here. But the storylines are a lot more mature. You got people dying, people, you know, dying for causes, and it's just a lot more, like I said already, serious subject matter. Personally, I wish I'd gotten into Gundams sooner and had more money invested in them than what I have in my Transformer collection, which, you know, don't freak out over that. I mean, I still love my Transformers, but it's different because the level of complexity, and I love tinkering. So, I mean, this right here, in my spare time while I was at home, it took me about 3 days from start to finish to assemble this, because, you know, I'd work on a little bit, have to go do something, come back, and then, like, it's probably going to take me all of next week to get this thing painted like I want. So, for this guy right here, I got on sale for 20 bucks. I get 2 weeks worth of enjoyment out of it before it's even finished. And that might not appeal to everybody who might just want to open something up and be done with it. For that, there's the fixed figuration, but I am loving this more than I can tell you. The Gundams, the models, and everything. So, y'all have a good one, and take care.